Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In today's show, I'll be sharing the 5 things to watch out for in the Bitcoin market this week. Also, breaking news: Australia to approve their spot Bitcoin ETFs before the end of this year, according to this latest Bloomberg report. More breaking news: starting September 1st, Russia to ban the use of all cryptocurrencies within their borders, except for digital financial assets issued by the state. Yikes. We'll also be discussing the SEC and Gensler believe that Ethereum was a security for at least 1 year. That's right. We'll also be discussing crypto on track to hit 1 billion users by the end of 2025, according to on-chain analysts Willy Woo. We'll also be discussing big news out of Hong Kong, 6 things you need to know as their spot crypto ETFs debut and go live officially tomorrow. We'll also be discussing Bitcoin topping out at 70,000 or 210,000 this particular cycle, according to these analysts, clashing over the cycle peak. And speaking of price predictions, I also have a 300,000 price prediction as we approach the most aggressive part of this bull cycle. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Welcome, fam. What it do? First and foremost, massive shout out to the moderators, especially the new ones. It's good to see so many familiar faces in here. Also, so shout out K-Jam, Jennifer. Good to see you guys. Molly, pleasure. Good to see you. Peter, Russia in the building. OG Backroad Crypto Bootleg, Knoxville. Thanks for tuning in as always. The Palestinian, let's get it. Mick Footinator, what's good, my guy? Welcome, Mars. Good to see you as well, Broski. And of course, K-Jam always doing his thing. I'm not happy about the Russian ban. This might be a problem for me, says Peter. I am looking into it. I'll keep you guys updated for the real news here. Thank you, Peter. I want to know what's really going on in Russia, being we have an audience in Russia as well, such as yourself. So please do keep me posted, family, if you get any insights. I'm going to be sharing what I have on my end. Hello, everyone. Hello, Bina. But that is alarming. For Christ's sake. Ulmerton Road in the house. Shout out Mark the Flyer. Pinellas County representing. Good to see you guys. Bina, always a pleasure. Don George, welcome to the stream. We got to pump that mofo up. Bitcoin sitting at 63 right now. Will we hold? Let me know your thoughts, guys. As we approach the end of the month, only 1 day left to go, and we're going to get a monthly close for April here. We have a big event occurring tomorrow. ETFs going live out of Hong Kong. We now got news. Australia with their ETFs are going to be going live towards the end of the year. What up, JV? Got to drive now, but listening. Respect, Lazarus. Appreciate you tuned in. Be safe out there in these streets. Pump it up. Shout out Ryan Nelson. Welcome to the stream, and welcome everyone just joining us. Pump the likes to pump the stream. We officially live. Welcome, Juan. Good to see you, broski. We pumping tonight. We shall see, Knoxville. Pump it up. Pump it up. Pump it up. If you came and went long, when the dip came, you just ate like King Kong. Freddie G in the building. Welcome, Freddie. 12 hours until the Hong Kong Open. That's right. They're roughly 12 hours ahead of us. Hi from Thailand. Shout out Jerry Reynolds. Good to see you, broski. Unholy Almond. What's a crack-a-lackin'? Welcome to the stream. Do you guys think we're going to pump towards the end of the month here with the ETF going live in Hong Kong? Do you think we'll continue to correct with some of the negative bearish sentiment in the news? Let me know. A lot to be covering here today with you guys. 20 hours away. Word. Can't wait. 20 hours away. T-minus 20 hours and counting till the ETFs go live out of Hong Kong. Let's go. As I understand it, Bitcoin miners will be excluded from the Russian ban. Maybe time for me to start a mining operation. So are you trying to say that miners will still be able to operate mining in Russia, Peter, if I understand you correctly? My chickens love the weather. Shout out Pam Powers. And shout out to your chickens there, Jennifer. Ahoy, shipmates. Ahoy, matey. Shout out Greg. Good to see you, bro. Health is your wealth. Bitcoin is your freedom. Well said, Jim Junkie Crypto. Couldn't have said it better myself. What up, y'all? Shout out Patrick Bryant.
Look, pump it up if your game went long. When the dip hit, you just stay like King Kong. More than 5 shots in your shack.
Then get it on. Yes. Welcome, y'all. Keep pumping the likes. Appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, smash the subscribe button. Let's get it. Good stuff. Welcome, welcome. If you're just joining us, holla. Let me know who you are. This is live and interactive each and every day, all day this week. Make note of it. Monday through Thursday, we go in live 12 p.m. Then on Friday, we'll be back to the 4 p.m. Eastern schedule for the following week. So just FYI, early broadcast all week. Supreme Giuseppe checking in from Sweden. Where's the Nippinator? If he's not under that blanket there, he's probably on the other bed in the other room. He has a big bed he likes to lay on that's more comfy probably. But I'm sure he'll come visit, say hi. Good to see you, JV. Shout out GD. Good to see you. Love the wrench. Yes, Molly is officially a mod. Shout out Molly. Appreciate your support. Thanks to all the mods. Always doing a fantastic job. Ryan, Mount Gox is screwing me. Damn, what kind of screwery they got going on now? Still waiting your funds there, buddy. Let me know what's popping and what's going on over there. But here's what we're going to do. Quick shout out to the official, what is that? Man OC show. Everyone have a good day. You too as well, brother. Love your enthusiasm every day. Respect, GD. Respect. Appreciate you tuned in every day. But anyways, fam, if you're new to the channel, very important to hit that subscribe button to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every day, 7 days a week, just like this. Also important to smash those likes. It helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm, helps get more eyeballs on the stream, and is always greatly appreciated. Now, today is pod episode number 1624. I'm your host, JV. It's April 29th, 2024. We're only 1 day away from the April monthly close. It's been kind of a bearish month, considering back in March, we hit the current all-time high of 73,800, meaning we were roughly $11,000 higher than the current price action you see on your screen. Also a big time of the year. We have another massive ETF launch coming out of Hong Kong tomorrow for both Bitcoin and Ether spot ETFs. And on top of that, other bullish news I'm going to be diving into, as well as some bearish news. So stay tuned, strap in, and let's freaking go. Yeah, let's kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. We can see Bitcoin consolidating, maintaining 63,000 at the time of the live. We have Ether down 4%, trading under 3,200. And yeah, the majority of the alts all correcting and in the red. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, we're sitting at a 2.3 trillion market cap with 63 billion worth of volume for the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance, 53.3%. Ether dominance, surprisingly back on the rise at 16.7%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past 24 hours, we got Helium leading the pack, up 28%. Wormhole up 13%, and Say up 6.5%. Below that, Athena, Kronos, Aptos, and Lido DAO. Now, which altcoins, family, are you guys most bullish on for this particular bull? Holla at your boy. And checking out the crypto bubbles to get a visual perspective of the market on the day. Not looking pretty. Virtually everything correcting, minus maybe 4 or 5 projects. And zooming out on the monthly, can you say? Rex City, massive drawbacks from the even block stacks, stacks down 33%, and that's a good project. So you already know a lot of these alts, massive corrections. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're currently rated a 67 in greed. As you can see here, yesterday a 65, last week a 73, and last month a 75 in greed. So there you go. Where do you feel the Bitcoin will likely flow towards the end of the month next? Tomorrow, that is, actually. Holla at your boy. Do you believe in the power of the law theory or agree with Saylor that this is going to be invalidated this cycle? Break down the power law theory. I need a reminder to Joris, and I'll answer that. YouTube uses AI Gore's rhythm. Is that like an algo? Let me know. Welcome, y'all just joining us. Shout out to Serge. Good afternoon, everyone. What's up, JV? Start of the new week, guys. Did you see the new clip from the Giga Chad? I did not see the new Saylor clip. If that's what you're referring to, I got to check it. Hong Kong ETF, 12 hours ahead Eastern. It's going to be launching tonight. Wow. Yeah, less than 24 hours away. Bring it. I'm a ready. Your mods should have hammers, not wrenches. I guess a wrench can be a hammer, though. Exactly. They're the big wrench, the big monkey wrenches that act as if it's a hammer. So you already know. Welcome, Devon. Good to see you. Shout out Devon, new moderator as well, alongside Molly. Yes. So now we got a whole household full of mods with big monkey wrenches to whack the trolls. Whack a troll. It's going to be funner than ever. Mark my words.
Get it on. Had the people on my back to get
You guys could be competing who whacks the troll first.
a song. Where's broke? Have a talk. We smoked them like a bomb. Oh yeah.
Let's go. We heard Kramer report that. We just went under 63, guys. Down 600 now on the day. We need to pump this mofo up. Reverse the carnage.
We heard Kramer report that. He said, sell. We bought more bags. Till we got a sword back.
Knoxville, you were the first on the stream today. Respect. Saying the mods know how to drop the hammer when needed. Precisely what I'm saying, Alan. Notice there's no trolls here right now. Beautiful sight. Whack a troll. Can't wait to test the censorship. There you go, Craig. Wow. Mod chat. For real. Unholy Almond. Jersey girl. North Carolina. Let's go. Just be careful. Just like Vin Diesel. He beat up somebody with a wrench. Don George, welcome. Matt, what it do? Holla. All the new mods, all the crypto fam, the one and only JB. Cheers, family. Appreciate you. Wrench rules everything around me. Cream, get the biddies.
Can't short your dork, we can't afford that. Wait for the pump to come, we should have bought that.
Crypto 2-0, they really thought that. Suckers. Anyways, guys, keep the likes coming. I appreciate it. Whack a troll is harder when the chat is moving fast. Yeah, exactly, because it moves so fast you can't even keep up with the trolls. I completely understand. So right now there's only 140 here, so it should be easy for you guys. But when you guys start getting 1,000 or 1,500 on a stream, yeah, you already know. Yeah, the F is going up in here. Welcome, P. Valentino, Asia ETF. Has 3x more users than the North American and Europe one put together. Wow. But the only thing we got to note, Valentino, and I'm going to be sharing 6 things you need to know about the Hong Kong ETF, is mainland China users don't have access to it. So you got to ponder that as well. Don't censor, just follow the rules and you'll be cool. Precisely. Ain't nobody got time to FUD and troll with the wrench present. Yes. What up? Shout out P. Good to see you. Nipsey is a cat. Please don't insult Nipsey. The mods may attack you. I'm just saying. There's a lot of hammers out there and wrenches, so be careful. But anyways, fam, here's the 5 things to watch out for in the Bitcoin market this week. Starting with number 1, Bitcoin risked the worst month since November of 2022. That's right. As we can see in the 1-hour chart, the weekly close provided little respite for battered Bitcoin traders as Bitcoin continued dropping into the Asian session, hitting lows of 61.9 on Bitstamp, according to TradingView. Now, the week prior, relief bounces towards 65,000 had repeatedly encountered selling pressure around the Wall Street Open, which commentators, including SKU, attributed to U.S. automated trading algorithms. Quoting him here, I do see the potential for longer crab between 67 and 58 till the proper flow supported breakout. The bears have so far failed to keep the market below 60,000 for long, even at the current levels of around 62,000. However, April is on track to deliver more than 12% losses. I mean, pretty interesting. And quoting Scoo here, 1 million close is in 2 days roughly. Following that close, monthly and weekly open will act as very pivotal levels. Let me know if you agree. Now for the next factor we keep our eyes out on this week, dramatic yen volatility greets FOMC. That's right, talking about the Japanese yen, fam. Significant macroeconomic events keep coming this week with the next interest rates decision by the U.S. Fed, while markets expect no surprises from the latest meeting of the FOMC. Recent macro data prints concentrated risk asset bulls. Now, lower rates may come much later than anticipated at the start of the year, as they fear and show in estimates from CME Group's FedWatch tool. Quoting the Kabisi letter, we have a massive week ahead of us. After a month full of hot inflation data, we will finally get the Fed's updated views. Now, JV says, who cares about the Fed? Fuck the Fed. Just saying. But anyways, they also said, SCU probably see a sweep of 50 to 46,000 area. Let me know if you're anticipating a correction that low, family. Now, don't see that happening till there is a high time frame close below 58,000 and a narrative for a breakdown. So you can consider 58 as line in the sand. If we crack under 58, this analyst is saying we can see 50 to 46 as a low. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Next, we'll touch upon Hong Kong. We'll dive deeper a little later in the show, but Hong Kong is launching their ETFs in less than 20 hours. That's right. So, citing a 2022 report from the crypto exchange Huobi, Willy Woo, creator of on-chain statistics platform, underscored what could be for serious demand for ETF products. Quoting Willy Woo here, the Asian market end user count is bigger than the US and European markets combined. This is true. And in a preliminary report on the upcoming release, Blockchain Research Advisory Group put potential inflows at 25 billion, citing estimates from Crypto Financial Services Matrix Port. Quoting them here, the substantial capital potential might lead to increased liquidity and possibly stabilize Bitcoin prices. It also sets a precedent for other Asian markets, potentially influencing further regulatory adjustments in favor of crypto. Now for the next factor to keep your eyes out on this week, key Bitcoin price support lines are ready for a retest. That's right. Bitcoin lingers close to significant support levels, amongst them being 60,000 and 58. As I pointed out earlier, one trend line in particular is beginning to stand out as the line in the sand. Now, as the investor cohort corresponds to entities holding a portion of Bitcoin for a maximum of 155 days, which are the short-term hodlers, essentially making up the speculative end of the investor spectrum. Short-term hodlers' realized price is currently just under 59,800, forming the key level to watch. Now, throughout the recovery from 2022's bear market lows, it also acted as support, with only a brief period of September 2023 breaking the paradigm. And quoting Philip Swift, will it hold as a support this time? Let me know if you think so, if it will or will not. And also they point out, as we keep consolidating, the bull market support band is catching up to the price, according to Dan Crypto Trades. This should offer good support if we were to touch it. Back in 2021, when we broke the 2017 all-time high, we ended up not needing it, but it took off before the band can catch back up. Now for the next factor, we'll keep our eyes out on. Retail investors circle back to Bitcoin. That's right. As noted by analyst Checkmate, the lead on-chain analyst over at Glassnode, he shared that the wallets with less than 100 Bitcoin are busy increasing their exposure. He referred to data from Check On Chain, which showed 30-day rolling wallet balances flipping positive April 8th for the first time since mid-January. Quoting him here, the Bitcoin retail hodlers, who are apparently degenerates who will sell on the first sign of a correction, appear to be stacking sats. Once again, that's right. Keep stacking them sats. You know the smart money is doing just that. Now, big news out of Australia. According to Bloomberg, they're going to be approving the Bitcoin ETFs in Australia before the end of this year in 2024. ETF frenzy as game theory continues in full effect. Let's go. And also, big news out of Russia. Starting September 1st, Russia to ban the use of all cryptos within their borders, except for digital financial assets issued by the state. That's right. Quoting their chairman of State Duma Committee on Financial Markets. The need for the ban is because today, crypto is a quasi-currency that replaces the ruble in the country, but only the Russian ruble fulfills the mission of the monetary unit. So this is the decision. And you can see a big headline here. Deputy Askakov from September 1st, the ban on the organization of crypto circulation will be introduced. Now, family, my question for you in the chat, how do you feel this will likely impact the wider crypto market? Let me know your thoughts. And shout out to Peter. I know he's out there living in Russia. So, and look at those mods dominating the chat. I love it. I'm also left-handed. That's what's up, K-Jam. All the greats are lefties. Just saying, as I'm using my mouse left-handed here. Bitcoin does what Bitcoin want to do. It could go lower, but the floor is around 60, 61. I agree with you there, Jennifer. I'm hoping 60 holds strong. We shall soon see, right? Russia, 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 can't you see? Somehow your biddies just hypnotized me. Do you listen to the recent Bart Sibrel interview? No, on Rogan regarding the moon landing. Did he leave out any other evidence you know of? I'm not going to discuss the moon landing on the tube for obvious reasons, but I can tell you Bitcoin is going where no man has gone before, to the moon, because no man has been to the moon. Wink, wink. We can discuss more of this on, on Rumble later. And shout out to the Rumble fam as well. If Bitcoin loses and breaks below 59.3, it'll probably drop to 52.7, considering that a gift to stack more sats. What does Russia mean by cryptocurrency? I think they mean anything deemed a cryptocurrency. So I would define that as any digital asset such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, or any of the other 10 million altcoins or stable coins. Granted, it's not issued by Russia. That's what it seems, the report says. Whatever it does, just keep buying, peeps. DCA, and see you in a few years. There you go. Yes, you remembered you are on YouTube. Yay. Let's go, Lake the Great. What do you think Bitcoin price would be once the Hong Kong ETF takes off? Honestly, I don't think it's as a big deal as the 10 ETFs which went live in January here in the States, because BlackRock is, again, the largest asset manager in the world. But I think it could only collectively help with the inflows and create more of a demand shock. What do you think Bitcoin price would hit? Yeah, so I don't know. We'll soon see. It's called Rumble JV. Yes. Shout out to the Rumble fam. Appreciate it. Yeah, so just keep buying and continue stacking them sats. Alt season a coming, says P. Dollar. Well, here's one thing. If Bitcoin did correct in the 50s or 40s, it's not going to be an alt season. I mean, it's not going to be like, if Bitcoin's getting crushed, the alts will become more crushed, is my bigger picture there. So let's all pray for Bitcoin to ascend where it belongs in price discovery above 73.8. Yeah, I mean, for Christ's sake, May 2024, literally less than 2 days away. So let's freaking go. Yeah, I mean, yes.
Again, you can call me 3AC because I'm blowing it up. Short squeeze, more please, yeah, it's going to pump. They drop.
Alt season is already here with a little correction, says Jennifer. Right on.
But it's still not slowing it up. I can't wait till the Fed starts showing its love.
JV, we Bitcoiners think in 5 to 10 years, and then Asia will be twice the U.S. market, and this is conservative. Oh, yeah. Are you talking about long haul? Yeah, big markets. I think in 5 to 10 years, you're going to have ETFs in many of the big countries around the world. I mean, we already got it in the States, big markets here financially. Hong Kong in tomorrow, less than a day. And then we have Australia before the end of the year. You're going to have El Salvador. And I bet you other countries follow the same blueprint. JV, I had the same laugh. Oh, nice. All Chinese people have a relative in Hong Kong and they love a gamble. Good point there. Where there is a will, there is a way. Agreed with you on that, Spycraft. Devon, pump it up. Smash the like, subscribe. Thank you, Serge. If Bitcoin goes down, the billionaires will buy it back up and it never give it back. Pretty much. So don't depart with your biddies and give them to BlackRock, for Christ's sake. I agree. But anyways, fam, let's discuss ETH being a security. Well, this headline reads, SEC and Gensler believed Ethereum was a security for at least a year. That's right. Consensus lawsuit against the U.S. SEC has uncovered more info about the SEC's stance on Ether. SEC's chairman, Gary Gensler, believed Ether was a security for at least some time, according to a report by Fox Business. That's right. Citing court documents filed by the Ethereum software firm Consensus, April 29th, which is today, they wrote the SEC and Gensler appear to have believed for at least a year that Ether was an unregistered security, trading out of compliance with current federal regulations. And here's the infamous photo of Gensler basically saying he don't know anything about anything, couldn't answer a simple question. Is ETH a commodity or a security? He says, I don't know. The new information comes a few days after Consensus filed an unredacted complaint against the SEC in a Texas federal court, April 25th. The filing came in response to a Wells notice from the securities regulator detailing the SEC's plans to sue the firm for failing to comply with federal security laws. So ultimately, this handsome gentleman right here said, it smells like securities, pretty much. The new information. Yeah, so anyways, according to the new filing on March 28th, the head of the SEC's Division of Enforcement approved a formal order of investigation into Ether's status as a security. It's crazy. They got to do an investigation, spend all this money and time trying to figure out if it's a security. Isn't it clear to you guys? Let me know. The investigation, known as Ethereum 2.0, reportedly authorized enforcement staff to investigate and subpoena individuals and entities involved in the buying and selling of crypto, citing anonymous sources with direct knowledge of the matter. They noted the subpoena recipients were instructed by the SEC to keep the investigation strictly under wraps if they wanted further details regarding the investigation. Now, the ETH 2.0 investigation was reportedly based on the SEC belief that potential unregistered offerings and sales of Ether occurred since at least 2018. So if Gensler and the SEC finds Ether to be a security, it would contradict prior SEC guidance under Chairman Jay Clayton, as in June 2018, the then director of the Corporation Finance, Bill Hillman, stated in a speech that the SEC's position that Ether alongside Bitcoin was not a security. So if Gensler's SEC finds Ether to be a security, it would contradict the prior SEC guidance of Chairman Jay Clayton, the previous chair before Gensler took over. The new filings disclosed that the 5-member commission approved the Division of Enforcement's Ethereum 2.0 investigation April 13th last year, just 5 days before Gensler appeared before the House of Financial Committee, where he refused to answer repeated questions on whether the SEC believed Ether to be a security. Now, this is mind-boggling to me, because how can the industry follow any of the so-called law if there is zero clarity on where Ethereum stands, whether it's a commodity or a security? Interesting, right? They're purposely trying to mislead you and not give you any data. Why is that? Is the question you have to ask. Bloomberg ETF analyst Balchunas believes that Gensler's stance on Ether could impact the decision process, as Gensler has refused to give clarity on whether Ether was a security last year, and he also believes Gensler's stance on Ether could impact the decision process because he refused to give clarity. Yes, as we just pointed out. So there you go, guys. Let me know your thoughts. I think it's all by design. I think the regulators know damn well what they're doing. They know their stances, but they don't like to give any clarity because they like to ultimately ruffle feathers and go after exchanges and hit you with $100 million or $2 billion lawsuits like they just did with Ripple Labs. Agree, JV? Yes, they are, says Devon. What's that smell? It does smell like securities in here, though, guys. I'm just saying.
Too many frauds and scams.
These clowns trying to take us down. What a guy. Wow, what a guy. Wow, what a guy.
Yeah, so good question. How can the SEC sue you for violating security laws when the chairman of the SEC doesn't even know if Ethereum is a security? So does anything make sense with these regulators? The same regulators that was working with Bankman-Fried for the FTX debacle, the 10, 20, $30 billion scam. Maybe you've heard of it. The same SEC who was in charge when the Terra Luna scammed people out of billions of dollars. So personally, I'd love to get rid of the SEC and replace them with a non-criminal organization that can actually provide us some clarity moving forward. But we all know the world we live in. Things don't work that way, right? Craziness. And yes, Gensler is Mr. Burns, hands down.
And let me just say,
Guess who's back again?
I'm just
Gary's back. Tell a friend.
How dare you, Dale? None of your predictions on your videos ever come to pass. Give us some time, big dog. Give us some time. So yeah, if I do a prediction and today's title says Bitcoin going to 300,000, and then you complain in the chat, but your predictions never come to pass. Well, it's not true, first and foremost. There have been some predictions that have come to pass. And if you've been a diehard OG on the channel, you know that, because I've had this channel for 6 years. Back when Bitcoin was trading at like, $5, $6, $7, $8,000 and floating there for so many years. And some of the targets were like 20,000, 29,000, 30,000, 40, 50,000. So first and foremost, it's a lie. And number two, patience. Young grasshopper. All of these predictions will one day come to fruition. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not by next year, but mark my word, Bitcoin will eventually hit 1 million, hit 10 million, maybe even hit 100 million in my lifetime. I don't know, but be patient. right? And check out the chart, Bitcoin versus the US dollar over the past 15 years. And tell me what direction Bitcoin is trending and which direction the dollar is trending. And answer that in the chat. Yes, they're all criminals. Too many people complain. I think it's hilarious. JV went all-time high again yesterday. You missed it, apparently. Someone say criminals.
Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
I think someone did say criminals. Speaking of criminals.
Bitcoin, etc. You pointed out the only true use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance.
Exactly. Tell him, Jamie Dimon. Who's the second best? Jesus, you're making me work today.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
I can relate, Daddy-O. Run out of conspiracy theories because they all come true. Facts, preach. Anyways, fam, next story of the day. Let's discuss the Bitcoin network hitting 1 billion users. According to on-chain analysts, the one and only Willy Woo. In fact, he recently shared this tweet: on track for 1 billion crypto users by the end of 2025. An extrapolation of many independent prior studies in this chart. Binance estimates 65% of crypto users hold Bitcoin. I'm going to retweet that for Willy Woo. This got almost 90,000 views, and let's dive a little deeper into the story, shall we? The crypto industry could reach its first billion users by the end of next year, according to Willy Woo. I just shared with you his tweet. And this chart, Woo's chart, is the first comprehensive model aiming to map out all existing crypto asset users and to predict the first billion adopters, according to Daniel Batten, investor and author of the Bitcoin ESG forecast. Here's what he wrote. Incredible chart. The first view we have had of when we'll cross the billion threshold with a full backtrace. The chart defines crypto users as unique entities that completed KYC verification and have previously transacted on the blockchain. Reaching the first billion crypto users has long been touted as an important milestone for mainstream crypto adoption. Mainstream adopters can bring a new influx of capital, which is important for the price appreciation of digital assets. Now, the number of crypto owners increased by 34% to 580 million in 2023. Means we're more than halfway there, family, according to a January 2024 report. And Bitcoin hodlers grew by 33% from 222 million in January to almost 300 million in December of last year, so accounting for 51% of global crypto holders. The report notes that developments around the Bitcoin exchange-traded funds were the main catalyst behind the user growth. ETFs for the win. However, the current 580 million users would need a 72% increase to reach the first billion, which seems unlikely based on last year's growth. But in a 2022 joint report, the world's largest asset management consulting firm, Boston Consulting Group, along with BitGet and Foresight Ventures, estimated reaching the first billion crypto users by 2030. So Willy Woo is saying this could happen 5 years before that is anticipated. The report compares the internet's adoption curve to reach 1 billion users with crypto holders and Ethereum addresses with non-zero balances, provided the current crypto adoption rate continues. And according to BCG, crypto adoption is still low, with plenty of room to grow. The consulting giant estimates only 0.3% of individual wealth is invested in crypto, as opposed to the 25% invested in global equities. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Willy Woo that we could have 1 billion users by the end of next year, as that would be a pretty big deal. Holla and let me know, and I'll read some of the comments. Dankness in the building. Good to see you, broski. How's it going? We got domination in the chat by the mods today. I love it. Look at all those sexy mods with the blue wrenches. Shout out to all the members. Good to see you guys. Let's read some more of the comments. What do we call those people who sell their Bitcoin? You already know, family. You already know.
But like most of the people who are buying assets
Mick Footnader predicting 100 million biddy. Let's go.
at some point want to sell the assets at a profit.
People.
Good question by Ellen. Is there a benefit for ETH being a commodity or a security? Yes, I think as a commodity, it's way better for the investor. And I think depending upon if it's a security or commodity, depends on who the overreaching authority is, whether it's the SEC or the other one, the CFTC. So that's what it means. Different jurisdictions over different asset classes.
That use fiat currency as a store.
And I don't think anyone wants the SEC looming over them. So theoretically, the SEC should have no control or hearsay over Bitcoin because it's deemed a commodity. So the CFTC would be the one overlooking them. So ultimately, the CFTC is Bitcoin's overlord.
Store of value. We call them core. We call them core.
Yep. So that's what we call them, by the way. You're very welcome. And at least that's my interpretation of it, Ellen Todd. If my analysis is inaccurate to anyone, let me know and I'll read your thoughts out loud. You have to get a new soundbite for the poor references. You should use the girl from, what is that? Inventing Anna. She calls people poor, and I think that soundbite would be hilarious. Maybe that would be hilarious. I'm not familiar with that soundbite though, so I gotta look that one up. The miners are Bitcoin's overlord. Yeah, the miners are the ones using their computational power to mine the biddies. But I just mean from an authoritative point of view. The authority. Yeah, I mean. So, where are the trolls at? I don't see any today, guys. All the blue in the chat scared them. I know. I love it, though. It's like we have the popo in the chat 24/7, just staring at the trolls, and the trolls are thinking twice.
People that use fiat.
Hong Kong ETF in 9 hours, says Don. Only 20% knows where the like button is. They are probably the top G people in life. Facts, Laura. Thank you.
Currency. We call them core. We call them core.
Too early for the trolls? Yeah, apparently. Must be Asian.
We call them core.
Gerald, what it do, broski? Welcome to the stream. Welcome everyone just joining us.
We call them core.
Troll list Monday. I dig it. Will we dump to 52.8? I don't know. I think 60 holds, but I'm a bit of an optimist. Where does the value come from if people who have Bitcoin never sell and never transact? Where does the value come from? We have the most secure network in human existence called the Bitcoin network. So we have Bitcoin, the network, and then we have Bitcoin, the asset. We have unconfiscatable wealth. We have store value. Bitcoin's use cases are very versatile depending upon the user. Where does the value derived? Having the most secure network is a pretty big deal, and having unconfiscatable wealth is a pretty big deal. So I think everyone would have a different perspective on how they derive value of Bitcoin, but collectively it's all of that and then some, right? It's digital gold. Money is made from waiting. You have supply and demand at the end of the day. Perfect money, Bitcoin, finite limited supply. There can only ever be 21 million biddies. And the fact there is massive demand, ETFs have demonstrated that this year. It just shows you the prices will continue to go up. Only 20% of the people know where the like button is, which means this stream is probably for young men. Figure out where that button is, young gentlemen. It'll help your life tremendously. I agree with Mankey. Government can't track you is where the value is derived. There you go. I'm a white hat troll. It's all about the balance. Shout out to Laura and Bobby Digi. Hopefully you had a good birthday there, Digi. Respectful. Nobody controls the Bitcoin. That's a feature, not a bug. Amen. It's immutable. Immutable, family. How many share options has Sailor Man got left to sell? Is he finished selling? Michael the Sailor Man. Toot toot. That's kind of hilarious. The value comes from all the money stored as Bitcoin and don't sell. The person answered their own question. Scarcity. Digital scarcity. Perfect money, family. Anyways, big news. Hong Kong. Let's break it down. Headline reads, Hong Kong spot crypto ETF debuts tomorrow. 6 things you need to know. And if you don't know, now you know. So yeah, you guys know the gist. So let's just get right into it. Hong Kong, or HKEX, already trades Bitcoin futures and other crypto contracts. The introduction of spot crypto ETFs in Hong Kong ETF market isn't the first instance of crypto ETFs being traded on the HKEX HKEX. Now, crypto ETFs made their debut on the HKEX late 2022 with the introduction of CSOP Bitcoin Futures ETF and their Futures ETF for Ether. So both Bitcoin and Ether, both managed by the CSOP Asset Management. So yes, we had futures back in 2022. The difference here, they're going to be spot. You have Samsung Asset Management Hong Kong following next by launching another futures-based ETF, which was in January of last year. All three futures ETFs on the HKEX have 1.3 billion Hong Kong dollars, equivalent to 170 million USD, in assets under management as of April 29th, 2024, which is today. Now for the next factor, all Hong Kong ETFs account for 0.6% of the US ETF market. That's right. From data presented, it's evident the Hong Kong ETF market is considerably smaller compared to the ETF market of the States. By the end of March 2024, the entire ETF industry in the US had 3,457 products with assets worth almost 9 trillion listed on the three exchanges. On the other hand, the size of the Hong Kong ETF market is estimated to be about 50 billion, according to Bloomberg data. Now, also in-kind crypto ETFs in Hong Kong versus the cash crate ETFs in the US, a big difference. Hong Kong spot crypto ETFs will have at least one distinct feature that makes them significantly different from their American counterparts, and that's the method of the ETF redemption. Unlike US spot Bitcoin ETFs, Hong Kong spot crypto ETFs will be in-kind created, meaning that when the ETF intermediaries want to make new ETF shares, they provide issuers with funds using actual cryptos like Bitcoin. And in contrast, the US spot Bitcoin ETF providers are currently allowed to only issue cash-created spot crypto ETFs, meaning intermediaries aren't allowed to touch the biddies. Quoting the ETF analyst Rebecca Sin here, I think the reason why Hong Kong did in-kind is because ultimately we're trying to differentiate ourselves from the United States. And good for them. I think that's a good thing. Also, Hong Kong spot Ether ETF will not be the first one in the world. Wow. Yes, spot crypto ETF launch is exciting because it'll bring not only the in-kind spot crypto ETFs, but also the spot Ether ETF, which has yet to be approved in the States. U.S. securities regulators are expected to deny the spot Ether ETF apps in May and further delay the decision regarding the matter. Now, it's kind of crazy. It just shows you how corrupt regulatory authorities are, because they're expected to deny the spot ETF. I think we shouldn't know what they're to do. And if we know in advance, it means corruption. But that's just me. Let me know your thoughts on that. Now, also, mainland China investors won't be able to buy the Hong Kong Bitcoin ETFs. Womp womp. The launch of the spot ETFs may have spurred some optimism, but mainland China investors are not going to be able to, unless they have a friend living in Hong Kong, right, or family member. However, mainland Chinese citizens are expected to be unable to purchase Hong Kong spot Bitcoin ETFs despite the ETF issuers' close ties to the mainland. According to analyst Wang, China prohibits citizens from any crypto-related activity, meaning that crypto ETF investments are also banned, quoting them here. So even for the futures-based crypto ETF listed in Hong Kong, I actually tried to set a trade. The brokers will just directly reject the trade. And also, China AMC is the biggest issuer in terms of assets under management. That's right. Amongst the three spot crypto ETF issuers in Hong Kong, China AMC, the Hong Kong subsidiary of China Asset Management, is the biggest asset management company. According to Bloomberg, China AMC has 15 ETFs in Hong Kong with total assets under management of 3.6 billion. It is the parent company of mainland China, managing 1,400% more assets, which is roughly 56 billion. The other two issuers are Bosera and Harvest, who handle 40 million and 16 million in assets under management, respectively, in Hong Kong. And according to Wang, Hong Kong spot crypto ETFs are well suited to collect 1 billion in assets under management in 1 or 2 years in a bull scenario. So there you go. Let me know if you're excited and anticipating this Hong Kong ETF launch officially tomorrow, potentially within the next 12 hours. Let me know. I have my own portable solar and power unit. Good. China's missing out. Yeah, unfortunately. Sucks for them. That's what happens, though, when you live in that type of regime, if you know what I mean. Don't short your dork. You can't afford that. I turned on my mayor onto Bitcoin. Nice. Is that in South Carolina there? He asked who he and the council should watch to get the best education on the asset. I suggested Saylor and Kaiser. He told me they were watching them. Love to hear that. Great recommendation there. I would agree with you guys on that. Good on you. Keep spreading the word and orange pilling the mayors. Good stuff and respect.
If it's not going to zero, it's going to 1 million. It's either nothing, right? If it's nothing, then it's getting scrubbed out.
Now, we all know Bitcoin is the best asset. You agree? And there is no second best asset.
Damn right.
And that is why we are here, right? Because we need an asset. Bitcoin is the best. There is no second best.
Good stuff. Welcome, Ellen. Yeah, so let's keep it moving. Next story of the day, we discuss the latest out of Hong Kong. Now let's discuss the 210,000 target, and then we'll discuss a 300,000 prediction, and then we'll dive into some live Q&A. The headline reads, Bitcoin top 70 Gs or 210,000. Analysts price models clash over the Bitcoin cycle peak. So yeah, there's a very slight chance Bitcoin has already reached this peak this cycle. I think very slim chance, very extremely slim chance, meaning I don't believe that is the deal, but veteran trader Peter Brandt mentioned that, whatever. Of course, many other price models and predictors suggest Bitcoin is still far from the cycle peak and could instead top out at 210,000 before the end of the bull run. That's more like it. Now, veteran trader Brandt posted a theory suggesting Bitcoin's bull market cycles have exhibited exponential decay pattern. This occurs when each successive cycle has a peak price of only around 20% of the previous cycle's peak gain. The data shows this has happened in the last 3 Bitcoin bull cycles. Worded another way, 80% of exponential energy of each successful bull market cycle has been lost, as he shares here in this exponential decay chart. It shows you the bull cycle of each year, the low to high gain multiple, then the cycle gain as a percentage from the previous gain, along with the price peak. Crazy. The price peak was $32 in 2009 to 2011. Mind-boggling. But anyways, based on the decay rate, Brandt estimated the current cycle would only see a 4.5x gain from the low of around 15,000. Thus, the cycle top has been projected to be around 70,000, which again, I believe is crazy. We already hit 73.8 first and foremost, which was mid-March, about a month and a half ago. And we're just getting this mofo started. Brandt isn't fully convinced, though, by the theory, assigning a 25% probability that Bitcoin has already peaked this cycle. Others argue the alternate models also blow this theory out of the water. Good point. April 29th, CEO and Director of Research at Quantonomy, Giovanni Sant'Astasi, rebutted the exponential decay theory with one of his own based on the long-term power law behavior. I find these all hilarious. Commenting on Brandt's theory, he said, we have only 3 data points if we exclude the pre-halving period, and actually only 2 data points if we consider the ratios before adding. This is hardly enough data to do any significant statistical analysis. Now, he also measured the percentage of deviation of price peaks from the long-term power law trend, extrapolating a different exponential decay pattern. Now, a power law is a functional relationship where one quantity varies as the power of another quantity, in this case, the Bitcoin price, over time. So using the figures extrapolated from the Genesis block, this price model predicts a 4th cycle peak of around December 2025 of around 210,000 per biddy. The predicted bottom for the next cycle is around 83,000 based on historical observations. Now, the analysis combines the power law trend, the 4-year halving cycle, exponential decaying peak heights, and other factors into the integrated model for the Bitcoin price predictions. Now, many more have made predictions about the peak this cycle. We have SwiftX, lead analyst, who shared that Bitcoin would at least double by the next halving in 2028, estimating a price of around 120,000. Again, I think this is extremely bearish. I think 120,000 this year, 2024. Send it. Meanwhile, CEO of Arkren Trading and quantitative trading strategies expert Laurent anticipates potential cycle top of 180,000. And we also have Fidelity Assets revising its medium-term outlook for Bitcoin April 22nd, saying it is no longer cheap. So there you have it. You have a whole plethora of different targets here from different analysts. Let me know your thoughts for this particular cycle before we dive into our feature story of the day and discuss Bitcoin to 300,000. Let's go. Exactly. There's more factors now, so you can't use these models, says Rafael. And here's the thing. There's a ton of models. I mean, we have stock to flow showing Bitcoin between 100,000 and a million post 2024 halving. We have this, showing that. We have this showing that. Then we have our perception saying this, our perception saying that. At the end of the day, nobody knows. That's why I find technical analysis and some of these theories entertaining and while we cover them, but at the end of the day, we're about to find out. There's only one way to find out as we approach this next epic epoch, family. I'm pretty excited, though, nonetheless. There exists absolutely no statistics after such low numbers of the cycles. Others say the last cycle was misleadingly low. Yeah, exactly. If Bitcoin ever follows the dollar, it'll be in an inverse of the dollar. The more they print, the more valuable Bitcoin becomes. Precisely. Dankness. Very well said. Smash the like, subscribe to the best channel on the web. Thank you, Molly. Much appreciated. 225,000 into the year, 500, 750 cycle peak, right in alignment with my personal thoughts there, Jennifer. So thank you for sharing. Visualizing 300,000. Let's get it. Jason Jimenez, welcome, family. Bitcoin summer, bring it. Yeah, damn right. Bitcoin endless summer. How about that? My model is I wait until it hits 1 million. I love your model, Stephen. I'm a firm believer in your model. Here is something you just can't understand how I could just buy a Bitcoin. Cypress Hill. Shout out Cypress Hill, by the way. I used to bump that back in the day for sure.
Now, we all know Bitcoin is the best asset.
The last 3 halvings on average have led to 48x gains. Eat that. On average, 500 days. Bring it. I love that, Greg. 48x. Now you're talking my language. My TA says Bitcoin's in a rectangle pattern, which mostly breaks out of the upside after an uptrend. Exactly. Your TA is right on point, Raphael. So let's go. Bitcoin all-time high has never hit before the halving. This is itself should invalidate the majority of these analytical assumptions by folks like Peter. Shout out Fortune. I'm not a big fan of Peter Brandt. Want to know why? For some reason, he blocked me on X. I rarely get blocked because I'm not a troll, but I guess I covered one of his predictions one day and he just didn't like me. I don't know. So I find that a little funny as well. A little sus. Crypto is the 2X from the previous all-time high. But I take that back. I do troll Peter Schiff specifically because he trolls Bitcoiners. So I do troll him, but he's the only exception I can think of. Ready for the people to FOMO the likes? Fools. That's right. Fools. Bitcoin following NVIDIA. Is it? The stock? The AI stock? But yeah, it's cool. We all have our own TA. What's wrong with your fingers? Smash the likes. Thank you. 60 G's, baby. By the dip. Speaking of 60 G's.
60 G's, baby!
It's red panty night when you sanctify me, eh? Back at home with your wife.
Fool's gold. Yeah, gold is the poor man's Bitcoin. This is a super cycle. We have many different catalysts that weren't present in the other cycles. This is so true. We have the institutional FOMO, which wasn't here last cycle for sure. And we did already achieve new all-time high before the halving for the first time in Bitcoin history. So those are some scenarios right off the top. And there's a different landscape as well. On a macro scale. So good points there, Jennifer. Cheers. But anyways, fam. Now for our feature story of the day, let's discuss analysts eyeing 300,000 Bitcoin price target as Bitcoin approaches the most aggressive part of this bull cycle. So let's freaking go. And welcome everyone just joining the stream. Pump the likes, pump the stream. It's greatly appreciated. So yeah, Trading Shot, a TradingView contributor with over 72,000 followers, shared insights into where the price of Bitcoin is heading. In a post titled Bitcoin, this marks the historic starting point. Published on Thursday, Trading Shot employed the Mayer multiple mean, a technical indicator that measures Bitcoin's current price relative to its 200-day moving average to analyze the price trajectory. The analyst explained, referencing this chart you can now see on your screen, the Bitcoin has successfully tested and held the Mayer multiple mean, which is the red trend line. Now it is also now consolidating, noting that the green arrows mark the point where historically the most aggressive part of the bull cycle begins. Trading Shot pointed out that during instances like July 2013, when the Mayer multiple mean was marginally breached, the subsequent rebound was even more impressive and strong. And check it out. Charts don't lie, family. You can see the 3 previous cycles right there. And Trading Shop further elaborated that by measuring the Fibonacci extensions from the Mayer multiple means low to the preceding high, it is clear cycle 1 just exceeded the 2.0 Fibonacci, and cycle 2 then doubled the Fibonacci level of cycle 1, reaching a 4, and cycle 3 doubled that of cycle 2, attaining a 6, doubling again. This pattern suggests that cycle 4 might reach an 8 if we did double again. Let's go. Fibonacci level by adding the 2.0 to the Fibonacci level of cycle 3. Quoting the analyst again, we can assume, of course, always with the relative degree of uncertainty, that cycle 4 might be plus 2 fibs more of cycle 3's fib. An example, a 6 plus a 2 equals 8. According to the analyst. And he concluded the following: unrealistic or not, that gives us a $300,000 Bitcoin price projection and is undeniably technical, as those are the exact high to low measurements at the time it touched the Mayer multiple mean. So there you have it. And we're looking at the chart here. What are your thoughts? Do you feel we can realistically hit $300,000 for this particular cycle? Let me know, family, in the live chat. Now, you already know I am bullish. My bear scenario for the cycle is 222,000. My bull for the cycle is 750,000. So 300,000, believe it or not, is on the bear spectrum of my personal target. Now, if we hit $300,000, how would that impact your life? Let me know. Hopefully, it would have a drastic impact in your life there, family, because breaking down the math right now, we're still roughly 6x, maybe 5 and some change x away from a 300,000 Bitcoin, sitting at 62,000 right now at the time of this live stream. Now, what would happen if we smashed 300 easy peasy this year and made it look easy, and then we just continued next year, right? I mean, Fibonacci's are good as well. Definitely good metrics here in the Mayer, you know what I mean, multiple and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, TA is TA. I think bigger picture, it all comes down to supply and demand. When you have very limited supply and a massive demand like we're witnessing with the ETF inflows, numbers have to go up. Price increase is. And all the technicals are great, but again, bigger picture, I'm always just looking at supply demand, right? Supply shock incoming, 1.8 million biddies approximately left on the exchanges. Once those dry up, and I mean over 80% of the Bitcoin supply is ready in the hands of the long-term hodlers, so that people are not going to sell. No one wants to let go of their biddies for the inferior fiat, Ponzi money. At the end of the day, we call dollars the monopoly money, the tulip bowl money. Why would you trade the most appreciative asset in human history, perfect money, we call Bitcoin, for the inferior asset? We all know the apex predator is going to be eating away at everything, including gold's market cap of 15 trillion. I think a lot of that money from gold, including the gold ETF, will flow into the Bitcoin ETFs. We already discussed tomorrow another massive ETF goes live out of Hong Kong for Bitcoin spot, as well as an Ethereum spot ETF. We discussed later this year, we're going to get one out of Australia. I've been breaking down for you. We're going to get one out of El Salvador. So this is the game theory in full effect. When there's a lot of competition, it drives down the fees and stuff, like we saw when the 10 ETFs collectively got approved earlier this year, back in January, which sent Bitcoin parabolic. Again, for the first time in Bitcoin history, we broke the previous all-time high pre-halving, which we have never done before. Also, we have the retail here, which was driven by the previous cycle, was all resale. This time we have the institutions, which makes this cycle different as well. So I want to know your thoughts. When do you feel we can hit 300,000? Can you see that occurring for this cycle? Or do you think it won't happen maybe till next cycle? I want to know your honest thoughts, family, and I'll read them out loud. Here we go. Fix it again tomorrow, says Thomas. Fiat equals Shiat. 100% with you on that, Devon. Retail, if someone sold you their bag, you are retail, says Matt. You know it. Once we see a move above 80 Gs, retail FOMO will start to pick back up again. Yeah, I think the retail will come. It's ironic the way that human psychology works. It's like when we're back at an all-time high, that's when the retail will decide to buy. It's just the nature of the beast. When we're trading at a discount, and I witnessed this in 2020 after Novid, Bitcoin corrected from like 8,000 to like as low as less than 4,000, like in the 4,000 range, the lowest we saw Bitcoin at that time. And nobody wanted it. They all wrote it off like, oh, this thing is going to go to zero. And then what happened? A year and a half later, we hit a 69,000 all-time high, meaning you guys that witnessed that, you had the opportunity to buy Bitcoin sub 4,000. You had the opportunity to buy Ethereum sub $100. I remember it was like 90 bucks. How many of you took advantage of that? And how many of you did nothing? Most retail did not seize the moment. However, when Bitcoin hit 69,000, that's when you're interested. That's when family members start hitting you up. Should I get one of these things? You know what I mean? Should I get a piece? What are your thoughts? It's like, yo, you should have got it back when it was 2, 3, 4,000. However, it's going up forever, Laura, so it's all good. Count your blessings, but you got to have patience. Obviously, if you're buying at the top here at 70,000, you got to wait, right? You got to wait till we hit a cycle peak before you're in the green. So that's why I say have a long-term strategy when buying Bitcoin. If you're not going to be in this for at least a 4-year cycle, why bother? You can just go to the casino, play some blackjack, put it all on black roulette, whatever you got to do at the end of the day. Greg says 300,000 by the end of the year. We're currently at what is that? 27 ounce of gold. I assume 150 to 175 ounces at the cycle top. Oh, word. And when you say ounces, it confuses me a little. Do you do your own TA? Do not FOMO in at the top, then panic sell at the local bottom. This is the cycle to end all cycles. So true, says Eric Perez. Indeed, word. 300 is doable, but probably will only be there for 24 hours. Yeah, yo, you got to consider that. Just because it's a cycle peak doesn't mean it's going to be there eternally, right? We'll probably hit a cycle peak and correct immediately after and have a big drawdown. So be prepared. I always buy in the bear market, says Jennifer. Nice. Good stuff. I bought both low and then, what is that? So low, not this time. Right on, Devon. They can just sell it to BlackRock. Yeah, they're always going to be buying. That's fact. Bitcoin at 70 G's was enough for me. Any more will just be my cherry on the top. Right on there, Matt. I know it's a big difference if you were in this game stacking sats at $1,000 or $2,000, and now you look at the price, it's like 62. It's like, oh my God, I should have stacked so much more. SoCal in the house. Shout out Raven. Shout out Laura. Peter, the gold bug eater. Yes, that would be Peter Schiff. I am just a simple blue-collar dude hauling trailers across the land. I believe Biddy is the tool to break the chains of the USD Ponzi. Fact. You already know Jason Jimenez. Right on, brother. Keep doing what you do. Keep stacking them sats. And let's break this Ponzi down already. What's good, JV, my brother? Shout out, Raven. Good to see you, dog. I think you are right. Super cycle due to the institutional interest in the central banks. From 25, says Matt Baker. People forget during the cycle peak, 2021, the CB didn't work and the people couldn't sell. Central banks are you referring to there for the CB? Didn't work and the people couldn't sell. Right on. Oh, you talking about Coinbase. Yes. It's ironic, isn't it? How Coinbase, the largest exchange here in the States for crypto, always goes down around the time of the all-time high. Is always going down. I don't know how many times we witnessed it go down, Jennifer, together. We were always talking about it like every day. Is Coinbase down again or is it up? You know what I mean? Every time we test all-time highs. I don't think that's a coincidence either. People forget during the 2020. Yeah, man. I buy weekly no matter what the price. Bitcoin, $400. I couldn't afford that much back then. Right on. Coinbase, says Jerome. Yep, CB. I hope Bitcoiner becomes the worldwide standard. We get statues of Peter Schiff crying everywhere. That'd be awesome, Laura. I may have to. Oh, heck, I may invest a couple of biddies into that Peter Schiff statue here at the house. Lowest I bought was 24,000. The highest is 66. Right on. You can stack anytime, just don't sell. You'll be laughing regardless of the top down. Think of Mt. Gox 10 years level 500 Bitcoin now 117x gain. Wow, that is true. I think Bitcoin has another 100x in it. This will be more than a super cycle. It is forever up here and out. Tell them Tough T. When the government called the truckers terrorists and held their checks, the truckers turned into Bitcoin. Damn right. And shout out to the trucker convoy who did that and was a part of it and stood their ground against the corruption of Canada and Trudeau. Coinbase is the custodian for 8 of the top 12 Bitcoin ETFs. This is true. There's enough Bitcoin for all the ETFs that are coming, or we overloaded. I think we'll have a supply shock. It's inevitable, in my opinion, especially. I don't think we can continue the inflows at the rate we have. The only reason we haven't had that supply shock yet is the outflows of GBTC, unfortunately. I'm definitely going to be broke buying Bitcoin, that's for sure, in the next bear market to surge. All-time highs cause computer problems, don't you know? Got to do what you got to do, Charles. Damn, YouTube didn't even give me an alert that you were on. I am bummed. At least I made it here. Some words of wisdom. Thank you, Chris Klein. And yeah, YouTube sucks in that way. You can have notifications turned on, and they won't notify you that I go live. It's called being shadow banned, and it sucks, but it is what it is. Bitcoin is literally programmed to go up forever. Fixed supply, infinite fiat currency. Anyone else bullish for bonk? Ask Raven. I am back. Joe Budden said he is a trucker in a high-res track. Nice. Shout out Joe Budden. And shout out high-res. Shifty crying with Bukele next to him, telling him to cry harder. Shout out Bukele. You guys talk about a whole Biden Bitcoin. Oh, Afro Man just released a remix of Why I Got High. And it's Hunter Got High. It's hilarious. I just watched it before I went live. You guys got to check it out. Shout out Afro Man. Long timer here. Got my first Bitcoin at $87. You're an OG, Tim. You may be the OG of all OGs. Good Lord. Welcome, family. $87 Bitcoin buyer. Don't get no sweeter than that. Yeah, man. Yeah, and you got to set your weekly schedule this week. I'm going to be going live every day, Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. It's approximately a 2-hour stream. We kick it here, and then eventually we move over to Rumble for the uncensored version of the pod. Shout out Rumble. We'll be moving over here shortly. F Shifty and FJB. Tell them, Don, why I got high. Yes, exactly. That's the one. What's your thoughts on stacks? I am bullish. I'm a fan. It's on the Bitcoin blockchain, has a lot of potential, and it has been crushing it. I remember when Stacks was like a few cents. Now it's a few dollars. I anticipate it continuing to crush. Like Dollar, people want more security. Same now with the biddies. The next was 92, says Tim Smith. Right on. Rumble after the show. Yeah, after party on Rumble here in a bit. You got mine at $3.50. Holy moly. Now, my question, how many did you buy at $3.50? And congratulations, that is fantastic. We got a lot of OGs clearly in the building representing.
Well, you know what time it is. Whew. We back, baby.
We back, baby. Ishcoin minimalist. Exactly, JBZ. I agree with that one. Just did it, says Chris Klein. Nice. What'd you just do again?
Bitcoins, shitcoins, or NFTs. There's no greater feeling than hitting that
sweet. All-time high. All-time high. Mount Gox has what?
Sweet. All-time high. All-time high. All-time high in this bitch. Watch it pump to the sky. We just buy and get rich.
You already know. We back on the scene. Tim, welcome. $3.50. I know. It's like, oh my God. So virtually can buy like 30 Bitcoin for $100. 30 biddies, $100. That may fix the problem, says Jennifer. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I mean, wow, $3.50. Bitcoin etching slower, shiz down, doubling the transfer fee, but the miners are making up for the electricity. Right on. I think the miners are crushing it with the runes as well. Resubscribed. Thank you, Chris. Sometimes that does the trick. Hopefully it does. So if anyone's in the same boat, and you're not receiving notifications and you're subscribed, you're not getting notified, maybe turn off all notifications, then turn them all back on. If you have to unsubscribe and resubscribe, do whatever it takes. Hopefully that helps. I became a whole coiner on my first day. Wow, JBZ, $230. Incredible. Incredible. I became a whole coiner my first day in Bitcoin, and it was like $1,500 a coin. I think I bought 3. My memory serves me correct. It was a long time ago. But I bought like 3 Bitcoin on a credit card. And they were roughly $1,500 each. But like the fees for buying them on the credit card through that exchange was astronomical. So it was like almost $2,000 per Bitcoin. I was paying like a $500 fee. But my thinking was, I'm kind of new to this Bitcoin thing. I can use my own money or the bank's. And I'm just like, OPM, other people's money. I'm glad I did. And then eventually I just kept using more of the bank's money to buy more and more Bitcoin. And smartest move I ever made. Yeah. So if you're able to borrow money and buy the biddies, heck, it might be a good strategy for you too. Some is better than none. How long you been hodling? Asked Charles. It's a good question for everyone in the chat. For me, it was 2017. I remember Bitcoin was 1,500 sometime early on in 2017. And then by the end of the year, it was like 20,000. And I was just like, JV was never the same again. Right? I relocated to Puerto Rico shortly after and started a daily pod. And here we are. OMP, love it. No OPM, other people's money. When Bitcoin came in 2009, I thought it was a fad, just like a pet rock. I am still sitting on a closet full of rocks. Want to buy one? Well, congratulations to you too, Don. A lot of OGs here. Respect. Borrow from Jamie Dimon and buy Bitcoin. Never pay him back, says KJam. Hey, that's actually pretty sound advice there. Not investment advice, but hey, that's advice from KJam that may work for you guys. Yeah, go to JP Morgan. Hey, I want to borrow as much money as I can to buy the biddies. Hashtag pet rock. When Bitcoin came in, 29. Yeah, interesting. I can't wait to start officially mining the Bitcoin in Caspa. Right on, family. I have a quarter of a Bitcoin dollar cost averaging for 3 years. Right on. I'm about to go behind Elizabeth Warren and make my whole Bitcoin sign. Right? I would give you 2,000 for them if you're selling, JV. Puerto Rico, let's go. Shout out Josh. Shout out Charles. 2009, just after the start. That's incredible, Tim. Respect. And how did you learn about Bitcoin? How did it become on your radar? That's the question I have for you. I was a whole coiner each payday from 2015. I love it. Hey, George, talked to Peter Schiff's neighbor. That's a Bitcoin billionaire. And Peter said, to be honest, I should have invested long ago and didn't. So now I got to hold my bearish position on it. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, just thinking out loud. Anyone who did not buy Bitcoin back then should be in the same boat. Don't matter if you're Peter Schiff or someone else or whatever lies you like to spew out of your mouth, right? Everyone wishes and regrets not buying it earlier. Trust. Otherwise, they're lying to you. So at least Peter Schiff told him the truth, because that would make sense. I drove an hour away to attend a Bitcoin meetup in 2015. Everyone I knew didn't know anything about it. Wow, 2015 meetups. Respect. Not financial tax advice from me. There you go, KJam. Not tax advice from KJam. I mortgaged my house for Bitcoin. You got to do what you got to do, Serge. A friend I met in sober living. Oh, wow. So he just happened to know. Now, I had a friend who sent me a book on Bitcoin. This is before the Bitcoin standard, yo. And I think it was 2014 or 2015. It was early. I don't even know which book existed, but he verified it to me. It was a good friend of mine. And he's like, dude, I sent you a book on Bitcoin years ago. And he's having a conversation with me. I'm like, no way. I never got a book on Bitcoin. And he showed me the receipt from Amazon. He literally ordered the book and sent it to me. I just don't think I was living at the address he sent it to, because I had multiple properties and was kind of traveling the world. I just never got it. But I'm like, oh my God, if I would have had that info like a cycle prior, oof, my God. My God, everybody thinks their first purchase is too expensive, but much respect to my friend for being a friend and actually trying to orange pill me, right? It was unsuccessful because I never received the book. I just don't think I ever got the delivery, but he showed me the proof. He's like, yo, I ordered it, sent it to your crib. I was like, no way. Crazy, yo. My 401ks are in ETFs until I figure out my strategy. Everyone thinks their first purchase is too expensive. Everybody ends up wishing they bought more. Exactly. So it don't even matter if you were lucky enough to buy it $20. You'd be like, wow, I'm paying a lot. That's 20 times the US dollar. So I completely understand the argument, and it's fact. Everyone who buys Bitcoin thinks they're paying too much because it's a psychological trip. Like, you're looking at $63,000. This is crazy. But if you can project into the future, 10 years from now, you're like, wow, 63 is a steal. How many can I buy? Crazy, right? That's a good friend. Yes, I consider him one of two of my best friends. Facts. Been in finance for a while, and he is a Bitcoin whale beyond whales. Good friend of mine. Yeah. Started hodling when RH started offering it. I was ignorant before that. I first heard about Dogecoin, which made me more curious about crypto as a whole early. You buy Bitcoin at the price exactly, the price you deserve. Facts. I just spent my entire life savings on 2.15 biddies, already down 3,000. Well, no, you're not really down anything. It's unrealized gains you're down. And guess what? It's irrelevant. So you can't lose if you don't sell. So my advice, not financial advice, but I would hodl for the long haul and check back with me 4 years from now and tell me how your position is doing. And just don't sell, because the only way to lose is to sell at a loss. Ask Dave Portnoy, Mr. Paper Hands himself. The only way to lose is selling at a loss. So if you have faith in Bitcoin as an asset class, you shouldn't lose any sleep over that, family. It'll bounce right back before you know it. I stay with my understanding of Bitcoin that in this cycle, 15, 20,000 reward risks at a given time, far better than $10. Word, true that. Lucky to buy at 3,000. Facts. I'm very grateful to buy the majority of my Bitcoin at a very, very good price. I am very proud of that. Keep hodling and have faith. Because here's the deal. It's like it's like you kind of need to be rich to be stacking Bitcoins at this point. That's why we're stacking sats. I mean, unless you got hundreds of thousands sitting in the bank, you're probably not stacking Bitcoins at this point. You're stacking sats. And the more time goes on, the higher that Bitcoin price will be. And we'll just continue stacking them sats. Is what it is. Keep hodling. Have faith. There you go. Fairgrounds. 4 years from now, I'll be here watching JV. Cheers to that. I'll drink to that. My last sip of my agua. I'm saving some for Rumble because you know I get lit. But anyways, fam, speaking of Rumble, here's what we're going to do. We're going, and Fairgrounds, Fun Fairs UK, happy birthday. Everyone wish Fun Fairs a happy birthday, but we're going to move this party on over to Rumble. If you're new to the stream, I stream each and every day, 7 days a week on YouTube, just like we're doing live and in the flesh, but we're also streaming on Rumble. Why Rumble? It's an uncensored platform where I can speak freely about what's on my heart, what's on my mind, and I can answer all your questions without having to hold back. YouTube, I got to be very sus about what I share or say because I have been shadow banned, I have been wrongfully terminated, and any and everything that can go wrong has happened to me. So I got to be careful with my channel. But with that being shared, head on over to Rumble. It's rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net. KJam, if you can drop the link, thank you. You're on top of it. Click that link in the description. It'll take you head on over to Rumble, and we'll continue with the uncensored version of the pod. And just a reminder, at 10 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be doing the premiere, which is the edited version of today's live stream, exclusive on the tube. But now, head on over to Rumble, and let's get ready to rumble, shall we? See you there. Shout out to the Rumble fam. What it do?